To successfully clear your clutter forever, you need to understand that there's a difference between want and need. One of the many reasons why we have our clutter challenge is because we think that they're the same thing. We may keep something simply because we want to keep it, even though we don't need it and we don't know when or if we'll actually use it. It just feels safer to keep it just in case. If we want to successfully clear all our clutter forever, we need to start focusing on what we need in the present and the near future to live our best life, rather than focusing on what we wanted in the past, want in the present, or what we may want in the unknown future. Realistically, we probably don't need many of the things in our clutter, not even the things that we tell ourselves we will use when we're completely clutter-free. So let me give you 4 examples of the differences between what we say we want and what we actually need. So you may want to be perfect as you clear your clutter, but what you need is to be good enough. There's no such thing as perfect. What's perfect for you is not necessarily perfect for someone else. At some point, you'll have to accept that what you call good enough is actually perfect for what you need to achieve, which is making consistent, regular progress on your clutter clearing journey, eliminating the accumulation of things that you don't need and won't use, and letting go of things in your clutter that you don't need and won't use. For example, you might want to be able to do 2 hours of your clutter clearing journey a day because that's the perfect amount of time to spend on it. It's the maximum amount of time to spend on it. But what you actually need is to do a minimum of 30 minutes a day for 3 days a week with no more than 3 days in between each session. That's good enough because it's enough time to get you into a routine of doing the doing. The perfect amount of time to spend on your journey each day is however much time feels safe, up to a maximum of 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, and with a minimum of 2 rest and recharge days in every 7 days. What you need is to make regular time to move forward on your journey towards your clutter-free goal. Remember, even though a snail may move slowly, it's still moving forward faster than a rock. Next, you may want to clear your clutter fast, but what you need is to be consistent and persistent with clearing it. We all want to clear our clutter fast when we decide to clear it, but you know from experience that's not possible. If it were, you wouldn't be watching this. What you actually need is to be consistent and persistent, going at a pace that's comfortable and feels safe for you, and to allow your brain to process what it's learning. More important to do a little each day consistently while getting the help and support that you need. By starting your journey and doing 30 minutes a day consistently and persistently, you will clear your clutter faster than by staying in your giving up and procrastination cycle that you've been stuck in for years. Becoming clutter-free forever so you never have to deal with it again involves breaking and making habits, and that takes time. So what you want to clear it fast will never enable you to clear your clutter forever. Third example, you may want to avoid uncomfortable feelings, emotions, and memories as you deal with your clutter, but what you need is to accept, grieve, and let go of the past so that you can focus on living your best life now. We find something we've never used and feel guilty, so we try to justify keeping it. We see something we bought and never used and realize that we wasted both the thing and the money that we used to buy it. We find something we had good intentions of doing something with, but never did what we wanted to do with it and feel like a failure. We find the passport or birth certificate that we spent hours, days, weeks looking for, and that caused so much anger, frustration, maybe even caused us to have to get a replacement or cancel a trip as a result. We find things that belonged to a loved one that trigger unresolved grief, or we feel responsible for keeping their possessions to prove that we still care. You will never clear your clutter forever if you try to avoid dealing with the painful feelings and memories, or if you're in denial that they're part of your clutter. We have to face these feelings, emotions, and memories to be able to clear our clutter. We have to accept that it's in the past. We have to grieve for the life we could have had or feel that we should have had. And we have to start focusing on creating our best life in the near future. We can't change the past. We learn from our mistakes, hopefully. By clearing your clutter and facing those painful feelings and memories, you're doing that learning so that you can start creating and living your best life. When you've tried to clear your clutter in the past, you probably didn't focus on what your clutter-free life, your best life, was going to be like. So the feelings, emotions, and memories were all that you had to focus on. When you start to get clear about what your clutter-free goal is and how you want your best life to be, suddenly the scales are tipped in favor of your future. The choice is yours. Do you want to live in the past, or do you need to start creating and living your best life? Finally, you may want to keep evidence of a life well lived, but what you need to do is to live your best life now. Many of us fear having little evidence of our lives that we lived it well, whatever that means. Yet many of us think that it's the physical things in our clutter that provide the evidence of what we've done, how well we did, how unique we are, or how loved we were. If we're not careful, we'll keep all the evidence of a life well lived in the past at the expense of continuing to live our life in the present. According to some research into the factors that lead to a fulfilling life, it's not the achievements that define a life well lived, but what feels worthy and remains worthy later in life. Specifically, researchers found 3 key factors. First, the extent to which people can pursue projects that matter to them. Second, the ability to which you're able to use your skills and talents. And third, doing something that matters to others and has a long-lasting impact on others after our death. We should focus on these 3 things that we need if we want evidence of a life well lived. How? Start by doing your life timeline review and consider which segments and lines of your life these 3 factors currently apply to. If it's not clear, think of which segments or lines you want them to apply to and start turning that into action. If you need to clear your clutter and you're ready to accept that you can't clear it forever fast, click on the link with this video to find out how I can help you.